Have you ever wondered what would happen if your season of singleness was about to end? Not in a few years, but very soon. Maybe just a few weeks or months from now, God will lead you into a new chapter you have been praying for a long time. If you knew for certain that in 30 days you would meet the person God has prepared for you, how differently would you live today? Would you still delay the things you know God has been nudging you to change? Would you still carry old wounds that haven't been healed? Or would you still be living as if you had plenty of time? In the Bible, before God brings people into something new, He often prepares them first. The Israelites did not enter the promised land immediately. David did not become king in a single day. And it is very possible that God is also preparing you for what you have been praying for. Perhaps the season of singleness is not just about waiting for the right person, but about a process in which God is completing something within you. And if these are the final days of this season, there are 3 important things you need to complete. Healing the wounds carried from the past. The first thing you need to complete in your season of singleness is to allow God to heal the wounds you are still silently carrying. This may not be easy to hear, because when we think about the future, we often focus more on finding the right person than becoming a healed person. But many past pains are still affecting how you love, how you trust, and how you see yourself. Maybe you have been rejected before, hurt in a past relationship, or you are still carrying the fear of being abandoned. And the dangerous thing is that we often think that once we meet the right person, those emotions will disappear. But the truth is, marriage is not designed to heal the deep wounds in your heart. Only God can do that. Psalm 147:3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The Bible does not say that time or a relationship will heal you, but that it is God Himself who does. If these wounds are not addressed in your season of singleness, they often follow you into marriage, insecurity, doubt, control, and fear. Perhaps the reason God is slowing you down is not because He is rejecting you, but because He loves you enough not to bring you into a new season while your heart is still wounded. So the question is not who you will meet next, but have you allowed God to touch the parts of you that are still unhealed? Building a private relationship with God. The second thing you need to complete in your season of singleness is to build a truly deep and personal relationship with God, one that is not dependent on circumstances and not reliant on whether you have someone beside you or not. This may sound simple, but it is one of the most commonly overlooked things. Because when people feel lonely, they often tend to think, when I have a boyfriend or girlfriend, I will feel more complete. When I have someone walking with me, I will be closer to God. But in reality, this is a dangerous reversal in spiritual life. Matthew 6:6 says to go into your private room, close the door, and pray to your Father. This shows that God is not only seeking a public relationship, but a private one, where no one else is watching. Ask yourself this: if today God did not bring anyone into your life, would you still seek Him with the same level of desire? Or is your relationship with Him unintentionally dependent on whether you feel lonely or fulfilled? The truth is, the season of singleness is not an empty space waiting to be filled by another person. It is a space God creates for you to learn how to recognize His voice, to learn how to stand firm when no one is affirming your worth. And here is something many people do not realize. The way you walk with God when no one is watching is the foundation for how you will walk with Him in marriage later on. If you do not learn how to seek God in loneliness, you will also struggle to maintain that connection when life becomes busier with a family, a spouse, and new responsibilities. Perhaps God is not delaying your future partner. Perhaps He is drawing you into deeper intimacy with Him first, because that is what will protect you in the future. So the question is not, when will God bring someone into my life? But rather, do I truly belong to Him when no one else is beside me? Becoming the person you are praying for. The third thing you need to complete in your season of singleness is to become the person you are praying to meet. This may sound familiar, but it is something very few people truly face, honestly. Because when people pray, they often focus on what kind of person God will send them. Someone mature, faithful, loving, patient, and spiritually strong. But what few people stop to ask is, have these qualities begun forming in me? Galatians 5:22-23 speaks about the fruit of the Spirit: love, patience, kindness, faithfulness. This is not only a standard for an ideal partner, but also a picture of the person God is currently shaping within you. And here is a truth that may make you pause and reflect. You often pray for someone with deep spiritual maturity, yet the spiritual lessons in your own life are being delayed because you are not yet ready to go through that process of transformation. Perhaps the issue is not that God has not brought the right person yet, Perhaps the issue is that God is still shaping you into the right person you are asking to meet. Are you becoming someone who is trustworthy? Are you learning how to love without controlling? Are you learning how to remain patient in seasons where nothing is being returned? Or are you still simply waiting for a day when everything will magically change once the right person appears? The truth is, if you have not yet become the person you are praying to meet, then when that person arrives, you will not know how to sustain or protect that relationship. Perhaps the reason God is extending your season of singleness is not because He is holding you back, but because He is completing you before bringing you into what you have been asking for a long time. If this truly is the final days of your season of singleness, then what matters most is not worrying about when things will change, but who you are becoming in the process of waiting. God is not only concerned with bringing the right person into your life, He is concerned with whether you are ready to preserve, love, and build a relationship that reflects His love. And sometimes, that requires a deeper process of preparation than we realize. Perhaps you have seen your season of singleness as a delayed period, but it may also be the very time when God is quietly preparing something far better for you, from the inside, before it ever appears on the outside. So today, instead of only asking, when, start asking, what is God doing in me right now? And if you believe that God is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine, type the word prepare in the comments. I want to know how many people are choosing not to waste this season of preparation anymore, but to let God transform them day by day.